Hello, my War Thunder enthusiasts. The Demonic here. Welcome back. For this occasion, I am bringing you two games in the Russian MiG-15 BIS in fully upgraded format. And the reason for that is simply because I am tired of seeing people doing really badly in this thing and not even trying to rush or do anything but other than climb and wait for the enemy to come to them. The first game I find really important because in the first game you will see mostly F2s versus MiGs, even though I mostly play a support role in this particular match, and you'll also see how will you handle when you just can't find that last guy. What can you do with the specific orders that you have been given in the game? And in the second game, you will see what happens if you let the MiG-15 BIS go wild on the entire enemy team. What mostly inspired me to make a video about rushing in a MiG-15 BIS is simply because I have completely forgotten the feeling of being completely lost when I see a full MiG team already above me when I literally taken off like 2 minutes ago. And that's exactly what you want to do in the MiG. You want to take the control. You want to start the game, not let the sabers come to you and strafe you on the runway because you have joining progress on. And the most amazing part about MiG is that it actually rewards you for being overly aggressive, because you have so much energy retention and acceleration that you can get away with mostly anything except fighting meteors, of course. Also, in the first game, I tried out the new convergence. New convergence for me, and that is 300 meters with vertical targeting, whereas this next video is older, and that was my old aim, which is the 800 meters without convergence. And I can say that it makes a lot of difference, especially on that close range, because when you enable the vertical targeting, your bullet goes into like a upwards cone, which means that you don't have to lead as much because the bullet goes compensates for itself. Oh yeah, and also regarding the takeoff on that reverse takeoff, you need to enable the flaps first, the takeoff flaps or landing flaps if you are stock, and then just hit the rudder and aim between the house and the trees. And once you leave the runway, just retract your gear so you get that additional few kilometers of speed, so you don't crash in the following tree on the hill. Try it out in the custom battles or like custom missions. You'll figure it out after like 1 or 2 times. As you see, I already found an A saber just cluelessly climbing, so I'm just gonna miss a few times because new convergence, and there he goes. If there was more of them in that particular situation, I would just pull up and gain a little bit of speed and kept diving and boom zooming on them over and over again until they're all dead. The reason why that is so effective is simply because the MiG has superior acceleration and climb rate to any other plane. So especially when they are in like a medium to low speed, they just cannot do anything about it. Unless they are Mark 8 meteors, which I don't recommend you fight in almost any situation, other than you to pin them down in a really low altitude downward spiral where they have no room to maneuver any other way than to go into one direction. Okay, now since there's nothing else here and this is a small match, I'm gonna go back towards my team to see what they're doing. And I have seen that the spotting system has changed for some reason, and probably all of you have noticed a lot more people complaining that they get jumped from nowhere, out of nowhere, and so on. And what happens is that the spotting system doesn't work anymore when something is below you, especially straight below you, at any altitude. So if you are at 1 kilometer, you're actually in danger of a saber being straight below you, and you're being completely oblivious about it. The only way you actually can spot it is with your own camera, and even if you look at him with the camera, it still doesn't spot him. And even if you fly upside down, the pilot cannot spot him. And I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but considering the development of this game, I would say it's a glitch that they are not even gonna bother to address now, I'm pretty sure. And even if it was not a glitch, why is it not said that you're gonna change the spotting system, because this if you say that you changed it that way, this way it's gonna be a lot more reliable for you to stay on low altitude or do a really sneaky attacks on enemies that try to hide in the clouds or climb to oblivion and so on. Okay, so now I'm zooming up hard into the clouds, trying to bait both of the sabers on me. One is already following me, so I'm just gonna keep him busy while the rest of the team is fighting other MiGs. I see he's already completely out of speed, so I'm gonna pull back into him. Now, due to the compression and also the clouds, I can't get a shot on him properly. It would take a lot of time, so I'm just gonna try to keep him busy and not get myself shot by the other saber. I'm just gonna keep myself on his tail. I know I can't catch him, but I'm just gonna keep him busy. Now I know that there is more sabers other than these two guys, so at this moment I'm completely paranoid of if there's something below me or above me, and I'm just kept checking my back over and over again just to see if something is going on, because I know that the guy in front of me can't do anything other than run. And the mistake the saber has done is that he tried to climb away from me, even though we were in a dogfight like 15 seconds ago. And now he's finally dove down and he's gaining distance, but I see the return to battlefield is kicking in, so I'm already gonna turn around and literally jump on his tail once he resets. And the reset speed is around 600 or less, depending on what plane you are. So I know that now there's no way in hell he's gonna get away from me. So I'm gonna go as fast as I can just to break the distance. I mean, close the distance. You know what I mean. So you see, I'm rapidly catching him. He's not gonna get away. You can snipe with the MiG around in a straight line at full speed around 800. I think 800 is, or around something between 800 and 900 meters. Is like the pinnacle, and he tries to pull too hard, and there goes his wing. I think the reason he snapped is because he probably had boosters, and we know that you do not need boosters on the saber. I just realized that I forgot to record the audio for this game as well. Oops. On the next game I did. Okay, I see the other saber is trying to do a head-on. I'm just gonna fire a few bullets and break off immediately. I'm gonna pull up towards him. He's pulling in my direction as well, but I cannot see where he's properly actually going, so no shots for me. I'm gonna pull straight down again, flaps. Now I'm really low on speed and I need to dive down. I'm not gonna pay attention to him anymore. And I see the other saber has joined the party. They're both focused on me now, and this is really important. Since it's gonna take a while for me to deal with them alone, so I'm gonna try to set them up for my team. The best way for you to do that, and the safest way for you to do that, is to pull them in the vertical. And now even though I should have kept pulling him in the vertical, I see he's already really close to my tail. So I need to first go do a split S and then pull back up. And I see the reason they keep catching me is because they're completely bleeding all the speed, and he almost shoots me down at 1 second. But there he goes. And that is where the sabers are most vulnerable, and when they try to do loops with you, because every loop he does, he loses 200 to 300 kilometers, and every loop you do, you barely lose any speed, because every time you dive down, you gain so much speed over and over again. And the other saber dies due to him trying to run away and zoom up after a turn fight, so that's not gonna work. Okay, now at this point there is only one guy left and we have no idea where he is, so I should have activated this order immediately, but I kind of forgot about that feature. And what I did is activated the Avenger order, or you can also use the order that's called Blind Hunt. And what it does, it attacks you, the enemy, anywhere on the map regarding its position for the next, was it 2 or 5 minutes, I don't know, but it's enough for you to catch him up. Now I'm just gonna skip to that part where I activate the order and where I catch him on his position. Okay, so I see he is already on the runway trying to kill the guy who has just taken off. Now I try to draw a line between him, but the convergence is still new to me. So I'm gonna pull right on his tail, try to snipe him. You just see the convergence really rounds up the bullets in literally one spot, which means if you get the right lead, there's no way he's gonna run away without a scratch. Okay, let's go to the next match. The second game is a little bit different. The battle time for this game is 1 minute and 55 seconds, and that's pretty much all the action that has happened in those 2 minutes. So standard reverse takeoff straight into the enemy, not too much altitude because you might, thanks to the new spotter system, you may miss something below you and so on. Okay, so let's skip a little forward. Now we catch an F2 trying to gain speed to the side, but he decides to try to fight with me. Now this is exactly what I want him to do, and that is to try to pull up back into me. I'm gonna pull him into a vertical spiral. There's no way he can get a shot on me. So now he's completely bleeding speed, and if he continues like that, he is dead for sure. But he decides to break off. And now I'm gonna just level off and try to search for new targets. Now I already see the Panther. He's also climbing. I'm just trying not to let the Saber turn back into me, so I'm literally flying between them, not letting any of them do anything. See, the Panther decides to do a head-on as well. I'll just fire a few bullets to break off, straight below him. Let's see, the other Saber is coming as well. Now you see they're all trying to follow me. And this is exactly where you want to be in a situation where you lead them. Now I see the first Saber is trying to do loops with other people as well, which is a perfect situation for me to catch him off guard. The Panther is slowly catching me, but it's not a problem. He is in a good position for me to shoot. Just flip upside down. Few dust sparks, doesn't matter. Break off. Keep flying a straight line. Now I'm just waiting for the Panther to switch targets to somebody else. If not, I would just climb to space. Okay, now turning right back around while they're busy trying to deal with other MiG. I'm just waiting for someone to do something stupid, like this Panther. He did a full loop and now he cannot even recover in time. I'm gonna air brake a little, and there he goes. Dive straight down to the other Saber. I see the one on my left is too far for me to care. He's pulling up. I'm gonna catch him in a climb. There's nothing he can do at this point other than to try to shoot down the other Saber, which I'm not gonna let him do. Just a little bit lead, there we go. His corpse almost shoots me down, which would be fucking amazing. Now leveling off and gonna try to find the last guy. And there he is behind me. This is a little bit of a lucky shot, but still a short burst in the head-on and he's dead. As you see, like, I only literally need one more experience to make it my team, and I can completely control the entire enemy team, no matter what they are. unless they're a full squad of F2 Sabres, which know that they do not need to pull up after me and try to catch me in a 180 turn and so on. But most of the pilots do try to catch you in a 180 turn, and that is the perfect situation for you, as you can see. I hope this video has at least a little bit inspired you to try out the rushing tactic. It really does pay off once you learn the basics. But as in any other situation, it's best to have at least one wingman beside you. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.